Before we begin, it's so important to take a moment and recognize the lands We give thanks to the Indigenous peoples who have cared for this land since time immemorial and pay respect to their traditions, ways of knowing, and acknowledge their many contributions to innovations in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, past and present. We also recognize the Métis Nation of Ontario for their historic and ongoing contributions. We commit to deepening engagement, relationships, and partnerships in order to advance truth and reconciliation, honor and reflect Indigenous ways of knowing, grow economic opportunities, and collaborate with Indigenous peoples as partners in order to inspire people of all ages to be engaged with science in the world around them. So thank you, merci, and miigwech for joining us here today. Nous avons un public unique aujourd'hui. We've offered a couple of different ways for guests to join us for this very special event, and we have guests joining us in person, including Vivienne Lapointe, Member of Parliament for Sudbury, Greater Sudbury City Councillor Bill Leduc, Kevin Eschkakagan, Chief Executive Officer with Indigenous Tourism Ontario, Dr. Stephen Kosar, Chair of Science North's Board of Trustees, and his fellow board members. Science North Interim CEO Jennifer Booth is also here with us today. We are also pleased to welcome a broad audience from across Ontario, including those from Indigenous Tourism Ontario's membership base, Science North's Northern partners and viewers across Science North's social media platforms. Miigwech to everyone tuning in today. And now it is my great pleasure to introduce Vivienne Lapointe, Member of Parliament for Sudbury. MP Lapointe, we are so pleased to have you here today for this very important announcement that will greatly impact tourism across the province. MP Lapointe.
Thank you, and good morning, bonjour, Annie. And I would like to thank Science North for doing the land acknowledgement, and thank you for sharing your lands with us today. I'm pleased to be here at Science North to deliver good news on behalf of the Honourable Patty Haydu, who's the Minister of Indigenous Services and the Minister responsible for FedNor. Mes amis, c'est une période passionnante pour le développement et la croissance économique ici dans le Grand Sudbury et dans tout le nord de l'Ontario. Over the past 2 months, I've had the privilege of leading a series of FedNor announcements that resulted in $2.8 million for key sectors of our local and regional economy. Je suis fière de dire que ces investissements produiront des résultats continus pour le Grand Sudbury et au-delà pendant de nombreuses années à venir. And speaking of results, earlier this month, our government tabled Budget 2022, our plan to grow the economy and make life more affordable for Canadians. Les mesures identifiées dans le budget associé à l'annonce d'aujourd'hui aideront à maintenir l'économie du Nord et de l'Ontario sur une trajectoire ascendante. Now, on to today's announcement. On behalf of the Government of Canada, I am pleased to announce FedNor funding of over $3.8 million for 4 initiatives that support Indigenous communities, tourism businesses, tourism offerings, and a strong recovery. Of the total, Indigenous Tourism Ontario will receive over $2 million to support tourism recovery efforts in more than 50 Indigenous communities. The funding will support new or enhanced tourism experiences, upgrades to tourism assets, helping to attract domestic and international tourists. Creating increased awareness of Indigenous tourism experiences will help create jobs, open new markets, and support collaboration between Indigenous and mainstream tourism operators. For these reasons and many more, FedNor is investing over $917,000 to enable Indigenous Tourism Ontario, in partnership with Science North, to launch the Indigenous Ingenuity traveling exhibit. Designed to increase tourism offerings and spending while promoting Indigenous culture and innovation, the exhibit will be a unique opportunity to interact with Indigenous inventions and discover how the ingenuity of First People continues to influence our society today. Over the course of its 3-year journey across Northern Ontario, Indigenous Ingenuity is expected to help create 9 new jobs and maintain 20 more. Congratulations to Kevin Eschkakagan and the entire team at Indigenous Tourism Ontario. Je suis ravie de voir ce projet de déployer ici à Sudbury et dans tout le nord de l'Ontario. As we all know, it's hard to talk tourism in Northern Ontario without including Science North in the conversation. As the region's #1 tourism attraction, Science North has been a beacon of light for the industry for nearly 40 years. That is why I am pleased today's announcement includes $1 million to help the Science Centre implement its 3-year COVID-19 recovery plan. Designed to improve operational and financial sustainability, the plan will guide efforts to grow audiences, increase engagement with communities, and many other important goals. Once complete, the project is expected to generate over $95 million in direct and value-added tourism benefits for the region. Of today's funding, the remaining $700,000 is helping Science North roll out the Great Northern Ontario Roadshow. The Roadshow is a series of more than 50 flagship events designated to highlight incredible opportunities for cultural, art, heritage, culinary, and recreational tourism that exist in the region. Taking place at attractions and visitor centres in more than 50 Northern Ontario communities, the events are expected to attract over 70,000 tourists to our region. And that's a much-needed boost after the COVID-19. Once complete, this strategic initiative is expected to create and maintain 55 jobs while generating an estimated $4.3 million in economic activity. So congratulations to Jennifer Booth, the board, and the entire Science North team. Together, we are proving that better is possible, and I'm excited to see these projects unfold to the benefit of workers, businesses, Indigenous communities, and municipalities across Northern Ontario. Now, before I turn the podium back over to our hosts, I do wish to thank Science North and Indigenous Tourism Ontario for organizing today's event. Your hospitality is greatly appreciated by all of us. Thank you. Merci. Megwich.
Merci, miigwech, and thank you, MP Lapointe. So that is absolutely incredible news. And a beacon of light for Northern Ontario. We might use that. I'll leave that to CEO Jennifer Booth to decide, but we like that. So now to hear more about ITO's great initiatives and their part in all this, and the opportunities they will bring to Northern Ontario, please welcome Indigenous Tourism Ontario's Chief Executive Officer, Kevin Eschkakagan.
Ani bojo, gigado nene dejnikaz, nadonising donjaba, gnoje dodem. And as one of our friends is going to say probably later, I'm stealing his joke right now, all that other cool stuff that goes along with that. We are so happy to be here today. I'm so glad that there's, a partnership and there's collaboration happening within Northern Ontario on a topic such as this. First and foremost, I want to say miigwech to Minister Haidu and her whole FedNor department. We work very closely with FedNor Thank you, MP Vivian, for being here today to share this time with us and spend a little bit more time with us in the future, I'm sure. I want to say, of course, miigwech to the Science North team. It's great working with you. And as the first Indigenous Board of Trustee member, it's truly enjoyable. And after what I seen this morning at a sunrise ceremony up at Dynamic Earth, I'm very, very glad that I've joined this group, because simply enough, they get it. And there's some comments that have been made. They want to get it right. They want to do it right, and that's what we're doing here today when we work together on things like Indigenous Ingenuity. We're working together in a mutually beneficial way that's going to benefit all of us. We're all going to learn. As part of my culture, we believe in lifelong learning, and that's what's truly happening here today. It's very genuine, and it's a fantastic thing to be a part of. So I want to tell you a little bit about ITO. We are the first and only recognized voice for Indigenous tourism in Ontario. Ontario is home to one of the largest Indigenous tourism industries in Canada. We make up about a third of the industry nationwide. Huge contributor to the economy of Ontario and Canada. And with that being said, we benefit, the work we do benefits everybody. It's not just benefiting Indigenous people, it benefits all Ontarians, all Canadians. And we're very pleased to be doing this work alongside everyone that's along here with us. Now, in Northern Ontario in particular, about 1/3 of the population is Indigenous. And when we think of projects like Indigenous Ingenuity, there's some critical things. We think, great, we're going into First Nation communities and sharing the sciences. And true, that is happening. That's very, very important. But at the same time, the way we look at it, whether we're Anishinaabeg, and my wife is Cree, the Cree people as well, at the end of the day, we're the original hosts, but at the same time, we're the original scientists of these lands as well. And it's very fitting that we're bringing both of these worlds together to share them with not just one another and with Indigenous groups within Northern Ontario, but visitors to Northern Ontario. Some very exciting works happening where we are not just showcasing and traveling around exhibits, we're actually creating products to go along with these exhibits that are going to have a legacy, an economic legacy within Indigenous communities to share their culture on their terms. What we do is we create vehicles at ITO to help Indigenous people tell their story on their terms. And this is one more great vehicle that we can do that with. And we're very pleased to be partnering with all of our partners. Collaboration is going to make this work as long as we do it in a mutually beneficial way and everybody's on the same page, understanding each other with an open mind. Now, I want to pass it over to one of my board members. Her name's Christine Bakar. We're going to show a quick video of what she thinks of this initiative. Naha, miigwech.
Anin Moche, Memegwakwe Nadishnakaz, Lake Helen or Red Rock Indian Band in Donji, Makwa Dodam. So my name is Christine Bakar. My spirit name is Butterfly Woman. I am a member of the Red Rock Indian Band and my clan is the Bear. And I'm also an ITO board member. Collaborating with Science North to host the Indigenous Ingenuity exhibition and accompanying experiences in Sudbury and Thunder Bay, and to develop the customized exhibition that will tour communities across Northern Ontario will directly support ITO in achieving its strategic goals by increasing economic and marketing opportunities for Indigenous small businesses and tourism operators in Northern Ontario, and providing authentic products and services to these communities. The Indigenous Ingenuity exhibition aligns with ITO's strategic direction to not only embrace, but be at the forefront of the changing landscape of the tourism industry, and increase partnerships that make the most of new trends and innovations while aligning with the traditional values of Indigenous communities. ITO is working with our members, local Indigenous tourism operators, artisans, and business owners to facilitate their participation in new events and experiences linked to the exhibition across the region. connecting visitors to the variety of products and experiences they have to offer. I'd like to wish Science North, ITO, and all those that will be participating in this amazing event the best of luck, and I wish all those tourism operators and providers, I wish you all a lot of luck as well.
Miigwech, Kevin and Kirstine, and Chi-miigwech, Kevin, for being such a wonderful partner to Science North. We are so grateful. And now, please welcome Dr. Stephen Kosar, Chair of Science North's Board of Trustees.
Miigwech, Ryan. A very special welcome to MP Vivian Lapointe. I know her from a previous life. And I'm proud of you, and best of luck in continuing to represent Sudbury. We appreciate and value our relationship with you and your strong support of Science North. I'd like to acknowledge Minister Haidu and FedNor for these amazing investments for the benefit of the people of Northern Ontario. Now more than ever, following the devastating impacts of COVID-19 on the tourism industry, investment in tourism and Indigenous tourism is essential to sustain and grow this crucial industry. New experiences help attract new audiences and support the growth and diversification of the tourism sector. Science North is proud to collaborate with Indigenous Tourism Ontario to present the customized Northern Tour of Indigenous Ingenuity, which will generate a wealth of benefits for Northern Ontario and reach tens of thousands of people. The Northern Tour of this exhibit will create significant economic impact in the North through growth and diversification of the tourism sector, as well as job creation at ITO, Science North, and partner attractions. All of this is made possible through the support of FedNor. Thank you. Merci. Miigwech.
Thank you, Dr. Kosar. So now it's my turn. I get to take a moment and tell you all about the Great Northern Ontario Roadshow and why I'm wearing this gear that I'm wearing today. The Roadshow is driven by a need to encourage hyper-local and regional tourism to help businesses, attractions, makers, growers, and communities recover as we emerge from the pandemic and return to a more robust tourism industry that supports jobs and drives economic impact. Since August of 2021, Science North has been using its brand and expertise in community outreach, marketing, and online and at-home science learning to work with hundreds of partners across the region to revitalize the tourism industry and local economies in Northern Ontario. This series of 50-plus events across the region will highlight the incredible opportunities for recreational, cultural, arts, heritage, and culinary tourism that exist in Northern Ontario. Tourism operators, regional attractions, and local businesses are connecting directly with new audiences, and each event includes a bustling market-style area to support local vendors and makers. There's also engaging and exciting programming by local performers, attractions partners, and of course, Science North's very own amazing and talented Blue Coat communicators to attract audiences and bolster mental wellness and community morale. In fact, the reason I'm in my official Great Northern Ontario Roadshow gear today is that immediately following this event, I hit the road myself for Garden River First Nation, where we're hosting an event tonight. We have already seen great success with one-day roadshow events delivered in smaller communities across Northern Ontario. Since 2021, more than 4,500 people have been engaged in the roadshow experience in 24 smaller communities. From May to September of this year, mark your calendars, we will launch a series of multi-day events in 10 larger communities across the region. In the end, we'll engage over 70,000 people in person and 1 million people digitally. It's impressive. Please check out our Roadshow website to see if you can join us at any of these. And that's gnor.sciencenorth.ca. I have to make sure I say that for sure. We look forward to the opportunity to continue to work with our partners, communities, and businesses to leverage the Northern Ontario tourism industry's collective experience and expertise to focus on recovery and provide an opportunity to make tourism in the region even stronger than before. We're now going to roll a short video to give you a little teaser, a little glimpse into what you can expect at the Roadshow. So roll that, Shelby.
When we're coming home, any place we wander to, any season we go through, I'll ever make it without you, heaven knows, heaven knows. I feel the weather changing, better get out soon. Don't let go of my hand, no matter what you do. Well, I'm here for you, through the thick and thin. We're on a winding road that never ends.
Rediscover your own backyard through art, food, entertainment, and science at the Great Northern Ontario Roadshow. It's Canadian for adventure.
And now it is my great pleasure to welcome Science North Interim CEO, Jennifer Booth.
Thanks, Ryan. I love that video. Merci, Miigwech. And I really want to echo Dr. Kozar's thanks to you, MP Lapointe, and to FedNor for this really incredible support. Kevin, I know our work together will benefit tens of thousands of people who will learn and be inspired by the Indigenous Ingenuity exhibit as it tours across the North. Our partnership with ITO has been impactful, and we're so excited to continue working together. I had the honor of taking part in the Sacred Pipe ceremony this morning at sunrise, and it was a humbling experience. And I can see more than just summer over the horizon. I see great things. The Great Northern Ontario Roadshow will bring families together to learn about the amazing tourism offerings that are available right in our own backyard, as you saw. COVID-19 has had significant impacts on the Northern Ontario economy, especially in the tourism industry. In March of 2020, Science North was mandated to close its attractions, which has had a substantial impact on attendance and self-generated revenues. The next 12 to 36 months will be critical in returning to the performance level that will allow Science North to be the leading cultural and tourism entity in Northern Ontario. Science North has developed a recovery plan that will guide our efforts towards operational and financial sustainability over the next 3 years. Our goals are to maximize self-generated revenues, grow audiences, increase engagement, and improve efficiencies. Support for Science North's ongoing operations and recovery plan through the Tourism Relief Fund will allow us to reestablish in-person engagement with audiences in Sudbury and across Northern Ontario, supporting the recovery of revenues and attendance following the significant impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic. FedNor's support at this time is of strategic importance. The majority of Science North's revenue are self-generated from ticket sales, food, retail, and the sale of lease and visitor experiences. And these revenue streams have taken a huge hit as a result of the pandemic. Operating funding support will allow Science North to support its own recovery, along with the recovery of tourism partners across Northern Ontario. Science Nord est bien positionné pour soutenir la reprise dans le secteur du tourisme. Il a des liens étroits avec divers groupes du nord de l'Ontario. Il travaille avec de nombreux partenaires touristiques diversifiés. Il a un bilan de dépassement des attentes dans le cadre des activités et des événements. Prior to the COVID-19 pandemic, the tourism industry supported tens of thousands of jobs and contributed millions to the Northern Ontario economy. Science North is confident in its ability to impact the return of the industry to pre-pandemic levels of success. Toutes les choses étonnantes dont nous avons entendu parler aujourd'hui sont rendues possibles grâce au soutien de FedNor. Thank you, merci, miigwech.
Miigwech, merci, and thank you, Jennifer. And chi miigwech to all of you for being here today. So that sort of concludes the spoken portion, but just as we started the day in a good way, we want to conclude this event in a good way. And it is my pleasure to welcome Sunny, who will give us a performance on behalf of the Debajamajig Theatre Group, and he'll close the event for us. So come on forward, Sunny. Thanks very much for being here.
All right, Ani Bojo and all that neat stuff. On behalf of Indigenous Tourism Ontario, Science North, and the Debajamajig Theatre Group, it is a great honor and a great pleasure for me to be here with you today just to share a few little tunes. Now. Aha, miigwech.
Chimigwech, Sunny. Thank you very much. So that concludes the program, and we would invite our speakers now to participate in a photo op, and then they'll be available to answer questions for the media as well. And there's some refreshments at the back if some of you would like to mingle and chat. We encourage that too. So have a great day.